So last week was without any doubt one of the most productive weeks, I'd say, in the history of things that have happened maybe in the past 2 years. You know, and the reason why I get so excited when we have a week like this is because something as simple as the post that you see here, it's like find the guy on the side of the road who's selling the post, find the guy to deliver them, then somebody's got to dig the holes to put the post in. That's like, a meter into the ground, put them in, and then the iron worker has to come, measure, come back, and then put these things in. So it's really a whole process for something that just seems like, okay, as a line item on the list, it's just post at entrance. But at the end of the day, that's what it is. So anyway, this got finished this week, but it's been at work for, I guess, about 3 weeks. So you can put a lock on that. We're down here putting a second lock on the or support for a lock on the pump house. And the point of it is that the types of doors that these have, you can't really change the locks easily, at least out here. In the city, yes, but out here, no. So I'm putting something on it where I can put a padlock on it, and that way who's ever in charge can come with the padlock key or padlock combination, rather than having to give somebody the key and then I can't change the lock.
Okay. Acabo de usar el candado que tengo. Está caliente todavía, ¿no?
Okay. Since the door is open, this pumps into this, pumps into this, and then it goes up to the building. Well, here you can see the kinds of winds that they're dealing with, and the other guy, he really just couldn't manage it. They came up, between the three of them, they could keep putting the plastic back on the windows as it came off and keep fixing it. But the guy on the bottom, he goes and loads the cement, and then you got two guys up there who are putting the cement on the building. And what you're going to see in a second here is that gray, which it does overnight. I think the next video is a day or two later. It changes to white. The white won't last forever, but it'll last a few years. It's a chalk, heavy. Here it is, a chalk that they put into the cement and mix it in, it works out great. So they've done about 3 meters across the middle. About 2.5, 3 meters across the middle. And the next step is to do the last part. They take down all of the scaffolding and put it up again on the left on the leftmost side and just keep working. I am so glad I got that scaffolding, because without it, we would really be up the creek. Anyhow, you can see the beginnings of the Southern Trail from up above, and it's just meter by meter they're dealing with it. And let's see what we have here. So you'll see more of this in other clips, but the part where I was the square where people can stand without walking down the hill. And well, and also in other clips you're going to see what this becomes very shortly, but just what they had to do. So they just did it, like I said, meter by meter. So cutting the grass takes on a whole new meaning, eh? In what they're taking away here, I would guess is, I don't even, I know, I'm not going to guess how many meters it is, but you can see all the rest that they've got to do, and it's just like little truckload by little truckload. And I'm sure there's probably a more efficient way to do it, but you use what you have available, and that's just what was available. And here is to give you an idea of what it feels like to come out from the building and walk out towards this new beginning of the Southern Trail. And I think it feels absolutely great. It feels like a natural extension of the space around the building. It seems very clean and very clear. And I decided to separate. I have a full walk down the hill when they finish, and I decided to separate that into a separate video because it's about 5 minutes long, and you can choose to watch it or not. This one here is to show you the kind of the space that you get to where you can choose to keep going down the hill or not, or just take in the views. As I've said before, the views are obviously better in the building, but if you want to come out there and just walk out there, it's an option. So I think it was definitely worth doing. What's that, John? A little dirt. Everything's a little dirty, but I put the chairs out so you could get an idea of what it'll look like for people coming in. And what was going to be the cafe got got cleaned up, so. I decided to do a voiceover on this part because there are a few things to point out. One is the bar, which is under the black plastic over there. And what I'm going to be pointing to is that there was space for maybe one more table where over here or back over there. But in the end, I decided that space was better, having more space open. But the big thing that I really wanted to point out is that on a day like today, this is where the windows are invaluable and really change the, the ability. Like here on this particular day, and a lot of days, we've got winds that are around 50 miles an hour, and they just whip across the mountain, and it's beautiful. But
Anyhow,
it limits where you can be in the building. On the top 2 floors, it depends on the person, but you might not find that as desirable. But here on the second floor, it's just fine. You can open the windows, let the breezes come in. It's fantastic. And on the deck that's behind there, you're quite comfortable as well if the winds are from the other side. And there are some chairs, like 3 chairs that I thought about putting out here, but anyway, having room for people to come in, walk around, and not disturb the people here, I think is important too. So probably we'll just leave that space open. All right. And just to go back a moment, I thought I'd mention why this wall is there in the middle. And really, it's there because the thought was I wanted people to be able to come in the front door, look out the windows, and not disturb the rest of the room, the people who were sitting at the tables. So that was always in the plan, and I'm glad that it was done. Initially I had thought there would be maybe 5 or 6 of these telescope stands on the other side of the wall, but anyway, for right now, like I said, not needed. But either way, people can come in and be on one side of the wall. The people who are already there can be on the other side. So I think it was a good decision. So that's all that this was meant to point out and to give you a perspective of what it was like to come in through the front door.